Now, the Debt Management Office has released the bond calendar for the first quarter of this year, indicating plans to borrow 600 billion naira across the 29, 2031 and 2035 bonds. Traders at Axis Bank expect improved offers on the underrun bonds as market participants react to the bond calendar. They also expect improved appetite for Treasury bill securities. Kinskin Ukeje, Treasury Team Member at Axis Bank, joins me now for more on this. Kinskin, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Esther, for having me.
Well, bring us up to speed on market trading action so far. What are we seeing? What kind of rates or yields? Where are rates on the yield curve, especially at the bond market?
Okay, across the market, we've seen the market liquidity. This week it opened in a repo of about 388 billion, has reduced so far to about 190 billion negative. That was opened yesterday, and we've seen the OPR and the overnight rate trade at 32% on an average. Also on the FX space, we've seen it trade on a bullish note, where we've seen the CBN continue to show active participation in the MFM market, trying to reduce the demand pressure driving rate northwards in that space. And we've seen the closing rate for yesterday close at 1560 levels in the market. In the Treasury bill space, we've seen it continue to trade on a bullish note this week. We've seen much interest on the long-dated maturities. That's the December 25 and the January 26 maturities. On the NTB side, we've seen it trade mid 21%, 21.4% for the January and December maturities, while for the OMO maturities, we've seen it just sub 23% on that level. For the bond auction, we've seen it trade with mixed settlements this week. That was before the DMO released the bond auction calendar, where they indicated interest to borrow 600 billion across the 29, 31 and 35. The 29 and the 31 are reopenings. The 35 is a new bond maturity. On the back of that, we expect market participants, which have already started trading today, on a bearish note on the back of the calendar.
Staying with the bond calendar, 600 billion naira borrowing for Q1. Was this number in line with market expectations? And compared to perhaps Q1 of 2024, how does that compare?
Okay, it just indicates more supply in the market, and it's actually 1.8 trillion in total, 600 billion across the three different auctions that we conducted in this quarter.
Right. And now for the FX market, talk to us about your outlook for the trading band of the naira. Talk to us about the supply and demand dynamics you've seen since Monday, and the activities of the CBN in helping to boost liquidity.
So for the FX market, we've continued to see demand outweigh supply. We've seen companies and organizations resuming to full activity just after the holidays, as the Christmas and the New Year holidays, and these have driven increased demand in the market. But we've seen the CBN continue to play strongly in that market, trying to quell the demand to avoid the strong depreciation of the naira. And then we've seen the naira trade average between 1540 to 1550 levels throughout this week.
Well, and what is your outlook for the coming week across the bond, treasuries, and particularly liquidity levels at the market?
So for the bond auction, the auction will happen in January 27. So before that, we will continue to see a bearish note on the bond market. For the T-bill space, we think there will still be sustained bullish sentiment on that end. For the FX end, with the presence of the CBN is still showing a strong resilience to be able to support the naira, and we hope that they will continue to show strong participation in the electronic foreign exchange marketing system to quell the depreciation of the naira due to increasing demand.
All right, thank you, Kinskin, for talking to us today. We appreciate your time on the show. Kinskin Ukeje, Treasury Team Member at Axis Bank.